Hello everyone, and welcome to Mind Matters.
A brain problem called Alzheimer's slowly destroys a person's memory and other cognitive abilities. Tens of millions of people around the world have this disease. Caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's can be mentally and financially draining, and it's hard on both the person who has it and their family. Alzheimer's has been studied by doctors for decades and has been the subject of hundreds of clinical trials. However, there is still no effective way to avoid it or cure it. Why, then, is Alzheimer's disease so hard to treat? 60 to 80% of people with dementia around the world have Alzheimer's. A person has dementia if they have a number of conditions that make it hard for them to remember things, think clearly, and do normal things. The first signs of Alzheimer's show up in most people in their 60s. They have minor memory problems like forgetting dates or what they just learned. Some people also go through other changes, such as mood swings, greater anxiety and agitation, and trouble adjusting to new situations. Over the years, Alzheimer's symptoms usually get worse slowly, and finally, a person may need constant care. Some rare types of Alzheimer's are caused by a single inherited gene variant. But most cases are caused by the complicated combination of many genes with lifestyle and environmental factors, which means that no one can be sure who will get the disease. Alzheimer's is a long-term disease that changes the brain in many ways. The changes probably start at least 10 to 20 years before the first signs show up. Scientists haven't been able to figure out exactly what starts this process and what causes the many Alzheimer's signs. They are starting to put this puzzle together, though, thanks to more study. At first, scientists saw that Alzheimer's patients' brains have an unusual amount of a substance called beta-amyloid. A big protein called amyloid beta precursor protein, AP, is broken down to make beta-amyloid. AP is an important part of the brain because it helps neurons grow and heal. But people with Alzheimer's are thought to have problems cutting AP, which makes sticky beta-amyloid leftovers that stick together easily. It's possible for these clumps to build up between neurons and stop the brain from sending signals normally. This probably isn't the whole story, though. People with Alzheimer's all have plaques, but not everyone with plaques has dementia or will get dementia. Also, Alzheimer's signs don't always get worse as more plaques build up in the brain. In the 1980s, tau, another protein, became known as a possible cause. To do its job, tau acts as a support protein, which helps neurons keep their shape and strengthen their internal structure. But tau is changed and folded wrong in people with Alzheimer's, which makes it stick together like beta-amyloid. These tau knots build up inside neurons and are harmful, killing the cells in the end. Plaques usually show up before knots in patients, but there are still some questions. Do amyloid plaques cause tau to stop working right? And why do these strange proteins cause such specific signs of disease? More to the point, new research has shown that Alzheimer's is closely connected to changes in the brain's defense cells, known as microglia. Some people think that Alzheimer's may also be caused by issues in the synapses, which are the connections between neurons. Also, changes in how the brain makes and uses energy may be at the root of the problem. All of this together makes it seem like Alzheimer's is probably caused by a complicated chain of events. It will take more study to figure out the order of these events and how to stop them once they begin. Patients can, however, do some things to better deal with their problems. It seems that staying busy, learning new skills, and even doing everyday things like housework can slow the progression of a disease. Neurotransmitters are the brain's signaling molecules. Medications that target them can help people learn and remember things and slow down memory loss. Scientists are always coming up with new treatments. For example, drugs that target beta-amyloid have shown promise in slowing down the disease and lowering the amount of plaque that builds up in the brain. Alzheimer's will not go away anytime soon. In the next 20 years, the number of people with dementia is likely to double. As experts continue to study Alzheimer's, they hope to find better ways to treat it and maybe even find ways to stop it from happening in the future.